Hi guys, welcome once again. So now we will understand about empowering learners. So basically this is not going to have some extra points. It is all about something that we have been doing so far. Okay, but understand the points that empowering learner and why is it so important. So more than studying theoretically, it is important that you understand this point. Empowering learners in business English coaching simply means that you're not teaching them only for the duration of that class, whatever 15-20 days that the class is there, or whatever number of working hours that you are there with them. Okay, their learning is not limited only to that period of time. You're empowering them with all the necessary equipment and language specifications and their personality development, their overall development in such a way that they feel empowered in themselves. That's your role, that's your job, that's your actual job. That's what we have discussed in your specific, how the role of a teacher is evolving every single day. Earlier, teachers were limited to just make students understand a chapter, but that's not the case anymore. Okay, because it's a digital world, students who wants to really study, they study on their own. But why teachers are needed? Okay, so you need to literally empower them. So every role playing exercise that you're doing, you can just keep switching the roles, okay, of students. Not one person is always playing the same role of a client, not one person is always doing the same thing. And that is how you're really going to create a learning wherein the students are able to understand themselves. Okay, they know that fine, if in case I need to be anytime at the place of a client, I can talk. If anytime I need to be at the place of a person who is negotiating, I can still talk. So you need to keep on switching their role. You need to be kind of always on your toes, that fine, this person is doing this role and it's fit in this vocabulary now, so this role has to be now switched. Virtual reality training. Virtual reality simply means technology facilitation, engaging language training experiences. Okay, so by showing them different videos, by how the world is now progressing in multimedia, learning is a part of it. Okay, so podcast, webinars, they should be exposed to all such things, which is called multimedia learning. People learn a lot from podcasts, so you can just explore a lot of business podcasts in which they can listen, they can figure out points, they can learn vocabulary, they can learn how to pronounce something. Because all of these multimedia learning is vast, and if you will explore this and you want to expose this to your learners, okay, this is going to be a very different kind of a learning. So they will not be just limited to even that organization. That's the kind of learning that we focus at. This is what empowering somebody means. Okay, not only limited to that organization. Of course, organization wants them to progress in order for them to progress, but then they are not only limited to that organization. They really want to go further. They really want to probably join somewhere or whatever. The whole purpose is to make them empower. Game based learning, so that it is not boring. Okay, create it like a game, so it is just going to be less stressful. Okay, you can give them group projects to work on. Role switching, I've already discussed. Okay, questioning, so give them a certain questions in relation to any topic that is making them think, that is making them argue on something, that is making them a critical thinker, that what do you think this person should have done in this position. Okay, customer is saying this, or customer is angry, let's suppose, on one of your products. Customer really wants to buy this product, but there is one point in your product that customer is not happy about. Okay, any one feature. How would you now convince the customer? Customer is happy with all the features, all the rest of the features of your product, but not with this one feature. Okay, and that's making him not buying this product at this moment. How would you convince that customer? How would you let that customer know that this one feature that you're really looking forward is not really needed? Okay, so any such questions you're putting across, that's making them think and think, because that's what make them critical thinker. That's what make them uh, you know uh, good, not even good, but effective with their communication skills. Because effective communication skills is not just limited to one topic. Effective communication skills simply means if I am very good with my communication skills, I am a person, I can stand anywhere and I can talk about anything and everything, even when I don't know about that topic at all, like specifically. But I know that I can manage, I can talk, because I have really exercised a lot Okay, so this questioning exercise really works well. Yes, you will have to work on creating such questions, real world scenarios. Then whenever you're giving them examples, give them real world scenarios. Okay, you will have to then research a little bit what is happening around the world, maybe in the business world. Okay, this particular event has happened in this country, what are your views on this? So if I think, if I would have been in this place, I would have done this. So give them some real world scenarios. Okay, real world business people who've been very famous in a very less time. Okay, or people who are highly respected in a particular industry. Interactive activities. Then the activities that they are doing, students are doing, they should be interactive. Like quizzes. Quizzes are a lot, very good medium to, create that interaction amongst the students. Okay, and dialogue and conversations. So this works really well if in case you are introducing a lot of phrases, phrasal verbs. Okay, then let them use those phrasal verbs in a particular sentence. Ask them to create scenarios, like you've given them certain phrasal verbs or certain phrases to them. You've discussed about the meaning of those phrases. Okay, now ask them to use it in their own words and create a scenario. Similarly, let's suppose for the presentation, you told them a complete format, that this is how you will begin. That, hi, my name is this, today I'm going to talk about this topic. So the main points on these topics that we're going to discuss today are these, this, and this. Okay, further we are going to be talking about this whole presentation is going to be about for 1 hour, and after that we'll be discussing your questions, or I will be happy to answer your questions. Okay, so you've given them whole format of the presentation. Now ask them to use all of these words, sentences that you've told them, and ask them to create that presentation, and ask them to use all of this in their sentences. So this is how the conversational English works. Okay, scenarios in business context, creative expressions, interview preparation can also be done. So one of you, or maybe you, can become an interviewer, and you can ask questions, and you can then improvise that person that, no, this is where you were wrong, this is how you need to sound confident, this is what your body language should be, how exactly you should sit on the chair. Even, when it comes to me, I even teach this, that how exactly you should sit on the chair. Because it was once that I was highly nervous, like years ago, when I was giving interview, and the interviewer, he was the manager of some company. He actually told me this, that, when you need to, I was selected, of course, but he told me this, that when you need to sound confident and look confident, it matters how you're sitting on the chair, how the gestures of your hands and everything. So I was constantly, twisting my fingers. So this is not a very good gesture. So your hand should be just up straight on the table when you're sitting like this. So this is also something that you need to teach when it comes to interview preparations. Okay. Then TED Talks. TED Talks, watching TED Talks. I highly recommend watching TED Talks. Okay, this is one such show which talks about so many scenarios, which talks about, like, one person is speaking and the other people are asking questions, and it is such a good way to learn comprehension, vocabulary, critical thinking, podcast and audiobooks, and real business materials as well. This should be a part of your syllabus in any way. So this is called, expose them to all of these things. They will be able to learn on their own. Okay, even when the class gets over, even when the whole course is over, then goal setting, encourage learners to set their own goals, how you're going to empower them. So now in the next video we are going to be talking about client focused teaching. Okay, because at the end of the day you're getting payment from the clients. So obviously, there are two roles exactly that you play. One is to be a good fit for the learners, and one is to be a good fit for the client, that learners are also happy, because learners expectation, believe me, can be absolutely different from the client's expectation. Client always expect, only the first thing that the client thinks is the business.